Well, hello, hello, hello. We are back again one more time. We are here and we are excited because this is our family video shoot. So if you've been watching, you have seen us play Hezekiah's forgiveness video. That's the video. If you see, every time we play it, everybody in the room is bobbing their head. Everyone starts going like this, yeah. So every time we open up with that and everyone's bobbing their head. So that's a forgiveness. And that is a song that Hezekiah made during 2020. And it's part of his latest project, The Universe Does Not Reward Fear. So, I mean, just that project alone, you know, we got to think about it. Forgiveness. The universe does not reward fear. Oh, wow. So he's talking about elevation, being in a certain place. But what I felt was so special about it, when he did the video, he uses his entire family. So I was like, well, hey, what if we give people a free copy of the song and then show people how to do their own video with the song? So you have your copy of the song, and if you don't have it, you need to go register now so you can get your copy. So you go to blackbookfairlive.com/register. When you register, I'll get your email and we're going to shoot you an MP3 of the song. And Hez is going to tell you how you set up and you do your family. And so how you get your family together. So right now, our family is going to be, my family's our producer, and as well as which is James. And so we're going to be the family, and he's just going to walk us through actually how you would shoot the video. But for all of that to make sense, I know Hez. I love Hez. And obviously everybody likes to head bop to the song because we all be in the room. So whether they in, where were we last night? We were in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, our guest was from St. Louis, Missouri. We had people down in Virginia, LA. So wherever they are, we head bopping, but no one knows who Hezekiah is. So everybody wants to know, who is Hezekiah? Who's this dude? And what's his claim to fame? So I'm going to give you prolific MC, producer, singer, songwriter, musician, filmmaker. And I just found out today he paints. Oh my God. So everybody, here is Hezekiah Davis, aka Hezekiah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know that introduction could have been so much shorter. One word. Artist.
All right.
Dave Chappelle said, no, Prince. Prince said that when we signed that contract, no matter who we are, we're a painter, we're a musician, we're a juggler. We sign a contract. They don't sign rappers, they sign artists. So it says artist, the artist formerly known as. So to say all that, I'm an artist.
Okay.
And this is what we do. And you know, things change. The medium might change. Whether you're a director, whether you're a film editor, or a director is different from an editor. It's different tasks. You know that. You know, doing what you do is a total art. You know, musicianship is another art. Anything you want to be great at, you study. You found out I paint. I was a painter as a young man, and I was like the jack of all trades, and I had like 5 or 6 things that I was doing so much when I was young. Skateboarding. I was actually a dancer. I'm from Delaware.
Yeah, I remember you could dance.
Yeah, I used to dance. Rennie Harris, the great legendary Rennie Harris from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I used to dance with him.
Oh,
I used to travel from Delaware to Philadelphia and dance with Rennie Harris on his TV show, One House Street. We used to dance on there. Shout out to Cricket. Shout out to Clyde. Shout out to Zeno Zine, Raphael, the whole crew and rap. You know, but that was my crew when I was young. And I always rapped, always made beats. My brother made beats. My oldest brother has cerebral palsy. He taught me how to make beats. He's not in the video. Long story. It takes a lot to get a person from another state in a wheelchair to, you know, we tried. We actually tried to shoot the video like 2 times. And both times we couldn't get him. It was like, for whatever reason. So, second time we have more family members. All that to say, I do a lot. You know, I do a lot. And it eventually all works together. My painting, a couple of my paintings ends up on my album covers. You know what I'm saying? Me, my brother being handicapped and videotaping Yo MTV Raps as a child, and me having to catalog them for him because he liked them cataloged. So that was my job as a little brother, my older brother in a wheelchair. Write that one down. It's Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing it down, right? So, but me watching those videos actually educated me on film editing. And now I edit videos for Eric Roberson and Kendrick the Family Soul. And so it's like life's journey actually teaches you lessons. I didn't go to school for that. It actually became a profession. And then my mom would say cool stuff like, it's in the song, I got a song called Looking Up featuring Bilal. My mom says, if you choose work you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. So having that when I was a child, and my mom owning a balloon and flower shop in Chester, you know what I mean? And then my father having his own truck company, his trucking company, and him and my own. So so I was raised around him. My corner store in Chester was named Black Moses. Do you understand where I come from? So it was in my head as a child to just, and I watched them do it. I watched my uncles work with my aunts and them, you know, pay the taxes on the land in North Carolina. I watched how it all works together. Still make a lot of mistakes, still human. And I'm still an artist, and I still love my family. That's who I am.
Wow, awesome.
And I'm also, other things too, but I don't want to get too long with it. But that's the foundation.
Okay. So, about your music. So, because, you know, we said you are multi-talented. You are what they call the Renaissance man. And the Renaissance man, Renaissance woman is that multi-talented artist that, you know, or that excels in many areas. You know, you're not just can do a little dabble, but you excel. But it has, you know, like I said, that blessing allows you to live by your art, which many artists wish they could do.
Right.
Many of them going to 9 to 5 and doing this on the side. So it's really a blessing that you're multi-talented because you can live, through your talent. So now about the music side of Hezekiah.
Right.
Now, because
Well, let's
we
get
call
back.
you
Let's get back to the. Let's get back to the realization of a artist living off of, your art. You know what I'm saying? There's ups and downs, just like there's stock market crashes. I'm a part of a generation that was I was signed to Raucous Records, which was like Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Pharoah Monch. I was the very last artist signed to Raucous Records. So as a independent artist coming from I witnessed a crash, which was the internet, because we made money off of vinyl records. Vinyl's cool now, but my generation, I'm 48. I'm the Jay Dilla age. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Jay Dilla, so this era after Pete Rock and after Large Professor, after Tribe Called Quest, I'm the after of them. So we got caught up in like 2002, 2003, the whole download era. So if you look up on YouTube, on Google, I'm the very last artist signed to Raucous Records. So my album comes out, it's on TV with Bilal, everything, and then the label went bankrupt. So I'm on tour and I'm finding out I don't have a label anymore. So then I'm like, okay, I still gotta keep this thing going. I still gotta keep going. So things change, money gets jacked up, money you thought you were gonna make, but then you gotta focus on the live show. So I just want to clear up the perspective of the it's not all peaches and cream, but it makes you it keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean? And it's definitely a blessing. It's definitely a blessing, but I just don't want to with great power comes great responsibility, and being independent means having a lot of power. That means having a lot more responsibility.
Yeah.
So I want to say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's just like when you are I think it's the same as when you are, in business. I say to artists a lot of times, you are a business unto yourself. You have an art, you have a craft. The moment you want to take it to other people and attempt to sell, now you're a business unto yourself. And that is the nature of business. It's, hills and valleys, ups and downs, but people wouldn't be able to go to work if there weren't entrepreneurs and people willing to build businesses. That's how we employ one another. So we're all part of the ecosystem. It's all necessary, but anything worthwhile generally is not easy. Even the largest celebrities, they grind.
Yeah.
They grind. People work.
I know a lot of people personally, so I'm like, we have these conversations. It's like, what are you doing? How are you doing? We educate each other as you and I do. We talk a lot. So you educated me so much because, just like I said, this is what you do as an art, and what your trades actually helped me out now, especially since broadcasting is internet, and internet is where artist stages are. You've helped me out so much, so thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Well, so we want to get to the musicality of Hezekiah. So I mean, he's already shared one with us that he was a raucous artist with Talib and Mos Def and all of them. You've even performed with Mos Def, right? You've opened up.
We
with
did
Mos
tours.
Def.
Tours like it was I think the crazy Pete Rock. It was like all of us rolling. There was a couple shows: Pete Rock, De La Soul, Jay Electronica, Mos Def. It was most the headliner. His brothers were throwing the whole thing. I was behind the scenes also helping connect promoters with certain people because I toured so much that I knew you got to, and in the underground world, you got to know people who speak to your audience. So I was so underground, most of them were using me as the connection to the vein because
Yeah.
they were a little, so like, oh, I know this promoter in this city. He's the guy to go to. He'll find a money person, but that's the guy that's connected to our people.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
was
Excellent.
doing
Yeah.
that with most. Yeah. And shout out to Burrell Bryant, man.
Yeah.
He was the one that got me in that whole Mos Def circle. So he's from Philly. He's actually a scientist, but he
Wow.
used to be Mos Def's he's a chemist. And he actually
Okay.
he used to actually be actually used to be Mos Def's booking guy, but he used to actually come to the Black Lily. So I know, and he was like, "Hey, you want to open up for Mos Def?" And then that's how I was already signed to Rawkus at the time. So I'm like, "Yeah." So then we all hit it off, and
Excellent.
that's how I got in that position.
Yeah. So I know people wondering, well, that's a song and he's singing, but seem like you're talking a lot about hip hop. So I guess,
Yeah, I'm hip
like
hop.
give people that picture of who you are, because from the family, from the forgiveness, they see you singing. But
yeah, but this is the thing.
Tell your whole story.
Okay, so I was raised by a musical family. I used to sit on the steps as my grandfather's band called the Gospel Disciples. I have a picture right here. This is my uncle. That's funny. This is my uncle right here. Yeah. This is my cousin Jamar. He made beats with us.
Oh,
he made beats. Yeah. This is my brother who has cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
DJ Handyman. And this is me when I had my hair, my locks.
That was how you like that head.
Yeah. So this is my uncle, right? So we was raised in Chester, Pennsylvania, in his basement. We would me and this guy, my cousin Jamar, we were kids. We would sit on the steps and we would just watch the Gospel Disciples. It's a band from Chester called the Gospel Disciples. My grandfather's band, my uncle's band. We would sit on the steps and watch them. Hip hop came around, and my brother right here was rapping. So he taught me how to rap, and my oldest brother rapped too. Cool Quas, shout out to Cool Quas. So I always saw rapping and singing together. That's why I'm telling you this story.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shock G, rest in peace, from Digital Underground. He has a video. It's a video out, which I learned because I was a Shock G fan. I was highly mesmerized because I was a child of my mom played Grace Jones in the house, Funkadelics.
Yeah.
My mom was a funk lady. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'll tell you about Bootsy Collins was my first concert.
Yo, I was just
I love the P-Funk, all the albums. I have it.
I just chopped up some Bootsy Collins last night, but guess what I chopped up? What? I chopped up an interview he had. Wow. Sampled and chopped, because he was kind of like beatboxing in the interview. I was like, let me sample him beatbox. So I'm like, yeah. So
that's
I love
awesome.
Yeah, that's a yeah. So I'm gonna start performing and DJing my sets and beat making it at the same time.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's going to be a different type of experience. So as an artist,
that was part of what you did with the Soul Garden, right?
Yeah, but we'll get to that. I'm saying all this to say people see me singing now. Yeah. And they think, and they see me as I'm the lead singer of a band called Johnny Popcorn. So I love the fact that I started Beat Society because I rapped, and people didn't know that I was a producer. Right?
You're right.
So I created Beat Society to put producers on stage because I felt like, dang, why don't people know I make beats? Like, I'm doing beats for Bahamadia. I'm doing beats for Grand Agent. I'm doing beats for all these Philly artists, but nobody know I make beats. Everybody think I just rap.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, it's a shame. I got so many producer friends that make beats and they never will be in front of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
So always been being a jack of trades. So I've made the Event Beat Society to put everybody on stage, producers on stage, which eventually, like, I was the first person to bring Kanye West to Philly to perform at the 5 Spot. I'm responsible for Mobb Deep meeting Kanye West because that was at that same event. Illmind, the producer, that's the super producer, Filipino producer. He produces Beyonce, J. Cole, yada yada. He rode around with us in our little car, and a little car all across country, back and forth, and all across the country. And Ninth Wonder, they all come from my event, Beat Society, my cruise event. All that to go back to me singing is that there are no rules. Shout out to Shock G from Digital Underground, just passed away. Going back to him, explaining that how Biggie was like a staccato jazz artist, or Tupac uses his voice like I forget what example he used. Martin Luther King. Tupac was like, and certain artists are, like I always say, I have a thing where I say Kendrick Lamar is like a drummer, like a certain type of drummer, it's a scat, it's scat. So when you learn this, you learn that it's no such thing as genres. These are just African spirits moving around, and someone decided to chop them up into genres. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's an interview with Bob Marley. Bob Marley says the lady was like, what's the difference between ska and da-da-da, this type of reggae, this type of, he was like, we just moved the chinky chink. he said there's no difference, we just moved the chinky chink, they just call it whatever, we just moved the chinky chink, right? It's like the neo soul movement. I know all the neo soul cats. I'm from Philly. I know Kendrick Dinosaur. I know Jaguar. I know Bilal. I know they didn't like the term neo soul,
and they never call themselves that.
They never call themselves that, but people they will chop it up. So see what I'm saying? Hip hop didn't call itself gangster rap. We used to call it reality rap. The media called it gangster. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being branded. So there's no genres. That's why you see me rap. That's why you see me singing, because writing songs for like Bilal helped me connect this, because I would take my raps and Bilal would sing them. You see what I'm saying? The song "Think It Over" was a rap. I never thought we would be together like King and Coretta. I thought we could change the world, but I needed air. I stepped out on the balcony and the world took me out. Flying, Vicky blow with the blow. That was my rap. But when Bilal sings it, I never thought we'd be forever like King and Coretta. I thought we could change the world. I needed air. I stepped out on the balcony and the world took me out. You know what I mean? Same thing. It's jazz. It's about mathematics and timing. So if you see me singing, I'm rapping. Answer the question. It's no difference. It's just sped up. Just like yoga.
Yeah.
If you believe in Afrofuturism, you have to see by now that breakdancing is just sped up yoga. It's no different. It's movements. Art. It's all art, just movement.
Guess who just joined us in the room?
Who did?
Range the messenger.
Range the messenger.
Peace.
Peace, Range.
What's going on?
Yeah, bro. What's up, man?
Maintaining.
Talk to you. I got a meeting with one of your students tomorrow, bro.
Okay, dope.
Yeah, man.
Dope. How's everybody doing?
Everyone's great. Take a moment to introduce yourself so people know why we're excited that you're here.
This is my
man.
brother Rains. Let me introduce. Hold on. Let me introduce.
Good.
This is Rains the Messenger. We have an album together called Battle Cry, produced by me. And this dude, man, was like a blessing in so many ways, and still is, man. And just to work with this dude and to have him on call, the voice, the know-how, and he's a rapper, singer. So this is a good part for him to come in. So
yeah,
Rains the Messenger, ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody doing? Appreciate the love.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate the love.
What's up, bro? Explain what you do.
Oh, okay. So I thought you did the explanation. So
I just got the basics.
Like he said, man, my background is singing, songwriting. I MC, I host, I mentor. My primary focus right now is I do artist development in a production team called Crew. So I'm working with a bunch of, we're a production team and we're working with a bunch of young artists, helping them to break into the industry. And so that's what I spend most of my time doing. I have quite a few clients that I just basically teach the game of music and life. And it's just basically mentorship and kind of life coaching with the focus on music. I guess it would probably be the easiest way to explain it. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love seeing our people being creative and not boxing themselves in. You know, we have all kind of gifts, we have all kind of opportunities, and if 2020 didn't teach you anything else, you know, you either pivoted or you went under.
That's 100% true. 100% true.
But we all talented, we all gifted like that, and I love to hear that type of creative flow. And definitely, especially this is the time for the independent artists. And because 2020 leveled the playing field.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
yes,
you know,
being
a big time artist didn't mean nothing when the pandemic came. Woo.
Anytime you had all the A-list celebrities on stage performing for change.
Yo, real.
Panhandling, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I was watching TV like this.
It did.
Well, it took everything back to the essence of hustle. It just took everything back to the essence of hustle and figuring it out. And Hez, has just really been pivotal for me. He's been a mentor and a big brother for me. And even in dealing with the pandemic, we were talking yesterday, and I was telling him that, there was a thing that he had said to me that it really stuck, and I was giving it to my artists, because everything right now is about the ability to present on social media and to give content. And Hez it said to me that that stage fright, that camera shy was a new stage fright. And when he said it, it was just kind of like it was heavy, because as a performer, if you're a performer, you're used to being on stage. But being in front of the cameras, it's a different medium, and it's something that you had to adjust to. And for myself personally, I hadn't thought about it that way, but I also wasn't quick to jump on camera to do anything. People were like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I was like, that ain't really what I do. And when he said it, it was like, you know what? So just having to adjust in the pandemic, having to adjust and to use the mediums that were available, like that's a thing, man. But it's kind of the evolution of it's the evolution of hustle, the evolution of capitalism, the evolution of getting to what you need to get to. You have to evolve, and you have to change with the time, and you have to do whatever the time dictates that you need to do. If you don't make that adjustment, then you become the dinosaur.
Yeah, range, and we're from like I was explaining earlier, we're from the MP3 era when it changed, so we already went through a shift.
Right.
So we're like, okay, here we go again.
Yep. 100%.
And your cameraman, I know he can attest to this too. Also in his field, technology changed, and I don't know if he can jump in. He's awesome. He just told me he's awesome, man. The guy, who's your operator, Jacqueline?
James.
James is awesome, man. He was breaking stuff down, but I know he can contest about technology and switching and changing. It's all the same, man. You either sink or swim.
But the 100%. Creativity, like that is what's so important. And literally they've been giving out millions and millions of dollars of grants because we lack innovation and creativity in our workforce. Basically, people can't think. And they took art out of the schools, and they took, those elements that help make you innovative. And right now, the new school is, if you really want to succeed in business, you need to know design. You need to understand how you have to equal that your creative brain as well as your linear brain. So that creativity is what is the gift. And so those real artists right now are blossoming because you don't see a limit. It's not like what I can't do. It's like, what can I do?
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Like older rappers can rap now. Like Royce the 5'9" is like the Grammys. When the Grammys, every artist that was nominated for Album of the Year in hip hop category, everybody was over 40.
I literally put on Facebook just maybe 2 days ago that like Royce is like my favorite person right now. Because he's really used this time to become kind of like an elder statesman as opposed to just being a rapper. And I mean, and he can super rap, he raps his ass off. But the things that he's posting right now are so poignant, and he's allowing himself to become like a real voice for the culture, and like it's beautiful what he's doing.
Remember 2000, it was like 2010. I was a Royce the 5'9" fan. I was like, yo, you gotta hear this album. I remember I was like, yo, Street Hop. It's when Royce got out of jail. He changed his life. You can hear it in his writing. I was like, okay, I was trying to show Bahamadia. She was like, I don't want to hear that crap. Royce the 5'9" whack. I was like, no, this is a whole new Royce. And this was like 2010. I was like, I don't know what he learned from that experience, but he's a whole new person.
Well, the thing is, he's kind of become the poster child for accountability.
And he's been, but I've been watching him do the work. Watching him. If you watch, listen, if you had his mixtapes called Bar Exam, Bar Exam 1 through he was going through that. He was being open about it. Since then, he's been growing. Right. Like he's a great inspiration, man. I'm glad people are finally catching on to Royce the 5'9".
Yeah, he's dope. And talking about the grind, I have an artist that is in Japan doing the indie thing, and he was signed to Sony Japan. And we were literally just having a conversation earlier today when he was talking about the difficulty that he's had to go through and being an independent and not having that name behind him. And so he was expressing to me his frustrations. And I was saying, well, why are you really frustrated? Like, didn't you know going into it as an independent that you were going to have to do things yourself? Because what had happened was he had hired somebody. And the first thing he said to me was, you get what you pay for, right? That's what he said to me. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So then he's telling me how all of these things are going wrong. And I said, well, the first thing you told me was you get what you pay for.
Get what you pay for.
And he was like, well, it just kind of frustrates me because what it means, and going back to what Jacqueline is saying, he said it frustrates me because what it means is that I have to now pick up another skill. And I'm like, yeah, that's the independent.
With great work comes great
responsibility.
Yeah.
With great power comes power. Yeah, there you go.
So, and what they don't know, skill stacking is the way. You take a skill, you master it, get another skill, you master, and you stack those skills.
And Hezekiah is a king of that.
Guess what rap group we learned that from? Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang, definitely Wu-Tang.
You gotta master the chambers. You gotta master all the styles.
Well, I'm always talking about, I have a regular Wednesday show, and I invite people on from all kinds of walks of life. And we're always talking about, like our generation is doing freelancing a lot more than any previous generation. And we all wear so many hats because you build a skill, get really good at it, and then you add it to your arsenal, you add it to your tool bag, and then you go to another thing, and then you're just wearing more hats. You end up in the freelancing world anyway, you end up having to be good at all these things because there's no other way to be.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, exactly. I'm just concurring, like what he just said.
Yeah, Hez is my freelancing goat. Like he's the freelance goat to me. It's kind of like what can't you do? Like what don't you know how to do?
Yeah, sometimes it's faster just to list the things that you can't.
Yeah, I just learned today he paints, and I've known Hez since mid 2000. And we had October Gallery on. He comes on early, and Mercer is in the whole gallery full of painting. Hez brings up this huge original piece that he done painted of Rakim.
Listen, the only thing that and because I'm a huge basketball fan, like I'm a huge basketball guy. The only thing Hez don't know is basketball. He knows everything else.
Bo don't know that. Bo can't. Bo don't know that.
He do everything but basketball. I'm like, why do you do all this stuff again? But it's the beautiful thing. And then and what I've learned, because I'm not really I'm not the super experimental, put my hands in everything guy. So, and what I've told my clients that are like me, if you're not that guy, then you got to be the relationship guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if you're not the person that's going, because there's probably stuff from like the late 90s I still don't know how to do. But mm-hmm. I have enough relationships, and that's something I was telling my guy over Japan too. It's like, okay, whatever you can't do, then you either need to learn how to do it, or you need to cultivate the ability to cultivate the relationship and put yourself in a space where where you're doing the things that you do at a high end for people that need you to do those things at a high end. And now you can turn around and say, hey, you know what? Let me call this favor in, you know what I mean? Let me, and it's just about building. So you're building skills, you're building relationships, you're building relationships, you're building skills. If you're better at building one than the other, then max out.
Right.
Max out so that you don't miss the opportunities.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the talent of being a producer. That's what production in the event world and in the video world is all about, is building those relationships, knowing who you can go to. And our guest last night complimented you, Jacqueline, for being the one that does this all the time. You got you got your Rolodex of people. I'm sorry, kids, if you don't know what a Rolodex is. We used to keep these things called business cards.
Yeah, man.
In a big container on our desk. A big container on our desk. But you got to build that Rolodex. I mean, somebody said to me one time, I was I was on a set and I was taking down everybody's number into my online contacts list, on Google, and they're like, why you you just met me, do you need my contact in your phone? I'm like, yeah, because I never know when I'm going to run into you again or need what you're good at. So, if I have you in my contact list and I list what I know you're good at.
Right. Painter. I don't care if you're a painter, like a custom painter, like you need a house painted, custom painter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just build that contact list. And I don't understand why people don't do that. Like, that's
it's weird. Well,
because people aren't taught the necessity of the skill of networking. Like people, you got to think that we're in an age where people say you can be what you want, you can do what you like, you have this right, you have, and so things start to focus inward, and we're not really focusing about the things that we may possibly need from each other. So then networking becomes an afterthought, because somehow miraculously the things that are supposed to come to me are going to come anyway, because I'm so marvelous. They told me I was marvelous and I could be anything, and somehow these things are going to come to me. That's why, because we're not.
That is the mentality.
Yeah. But check it out, Range. I said in a rhyme. I said it in a rhyming form, but I forgot how I said it. But I say they're selling fish, right? So they're selling fish. So in this case, they're selfish, right? And something smells fishy, right? So you see what I'm saying there? I missed the mark there. So
I got it. I got it. Metaphor. I got it.
Because it just all in, you know what I'm saying? So it has to cipher out and in.
Well, you know what I keep hearing in my head? Pressure. Ooh. Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure breaks ice.
Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure breaks ice.
I loved it. First of all, the innovation that you did that has. The only thing I was mad because you didn't get a sponsor. I think I asked you.
Right. And I
did you get Sprint to sponsor you? But you did that video over a HCT phone, a Sprint phone.
Some Evo phone back in the day, 2010.
And that's when I was introduced to Range, him and Ishay, Pressure. And I'm telling you, I can still hear it. I actually went to see if I had it on my computer.
Man, that's dope. That means it was a good song. If you could still remember that
Range,
song.
Have you listened to
my
album?
Spotify playlist?
Yo, Range,
I haven't listened to the album.
Have you listened to the album since then, Range?
I've listened to it since then, but I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, we were a little bit ahead.
Yeah. I've definitely listened to it since then. I probably haven't listened to it within the past maybe 2 years, but I've definitely I sat with it for a while. And what I do is I go back and revisit things after a while. But Hez, what I need you to do, because I'm about to get off of here because I gotta go. What I need you to do is pass my information to these two so that I can get the information from them and keep up with them. You all, thank you for your time. Hez, I'm gonna get up with you in a minute, bro. All right, love you too. Peace, y'all.
All right, peace. That was awesome. Nice. Yeah, like so many of your tunes. I think you might be a soundtrack to my life. I play Power. When you go to our YouTube page, it opens up with Power. I did a little thing, a motivational video to Power. Nice. Just different things. But I love that. That's when I first was introduced to Range when you did that, and I love the video you did because I actually prefer probably surreal to abstract art anyway. So I love that what you did.
Shout out to Range, man. Shout out to Ishay, the sister that she's from San Diego. Range is actually from Roanoke, Virginia. So we're all like we were all like Philadelphia transplants. She came from San Diego 2010. She moved in. We worked on her whole album. Range came from Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah,
it was like perfect timing, and I produced her project and his project, and it was just an independent experience. I just got the label just went bankrupt, and I was just getting my feet settled, and I was trying to create like a crew. Things happen, and people have lives and children and stuff like that. So, but we all still remain friends.
Music is one thing that you've been able to do, and most of the people, almost all the people you're associated with, all of you have those classic pieces. Right now, Far Away From Here.
Yeah,
like when you're from here, far away from here, just jump in the taxi.
Yeah.
And then if I want to get advocacy and fight injustice, then you did the production for Kindred with Chicago Kid.
Oh, BJ the Chicago, shout out to BJ the Chicago Kid. And Kindred the Family Soul, and Bilal was on that song.
So those are classics, and they always have a time, and like you said, it's time to reintroduce. So sometimes as an artist, I know you guys because you feel you made it. It's repeated so much to you, but it's new to someone else.
Yeah,
and when you have classics, it's not so stylized or that. It can still fit other times and not feel foreign.
Timeless. When you make timeless, it's like when you're doing it for the right reason, that makes it timeless. When you're doing it for trends, that makes it, just temporary. And people can always feel when you're doing it for the real reason. Like Lauryn Hill said, and I get frustrated too, Lauren. It was like she said, I get mad frustrated when I rhyme, thinking of all the kids who try to do this for all the wrong reasons. Seasons change, mad things rearrange, but it all stays the same. Like the love Dr. Strange, I transform into the rapper. Get red like a snapper when they do that. Got their whole block saying true that. If only they knew that. It was you who was a regular. You sold your soul to some secular music that's whack. Shout out to Lauren.
Yes, yeah.
That's the same. You know, that's the same in any industry, though. You know, I've been out here producing, you know, live content for what I formed my company in 2012. I've been out here 9 years as a company. I've been out here, you know, doing work in live entertainment since '96 as a professional. And you know, now you got over the course of those years, I've made some timeless stuff. You know, I've done some good in the world. I've you know, we brought education to local healthcare providers. We've done, you know, bringing the opinion of people who don't normally have a voice to the public. You know, things like that. And then you know, then you got, you know, like little kid YouTubers who like do things like what's that guy that got in all that trouble because he went to a Japanese the forest that tourists aren't supposed to go to, you know.
Oh, he went to a massage parlor.
Yeah.
Who was this?
It's some
famous
dude on YouTube who has like 1 billion subscribers. I've got like 1,000, you know, like, and I'm out here trying to do things for the right reasons, and you know.
Right.
But you find out that all of those people, those internet stars, they don't last. And then even like your young girls who try to model and everything, when then they go on to the competition shows, they can't last because you know, they haven't trained, they haven't respected the craft, they don't know the history of the industry that they're in. And then when they get amongst, they might have took cute pictures and got popular on YouTube. And the same thing even with the rap game, when they bring those young ones that were only popular because of social media. Not Little Bow Wow, but the
well, it's kind of like them too, because he didn't write his own raps or nothing like that, so he wasn't really an artist. He was an artist in the sense of a performing artist, but he wasn't like a rapper. He didn't write, you know, that was like the Brat and all them writing all his raps. So it's the same thing. But
I mean, Little Bow Wow is still around, but you know, whatchamacallit created this whole series called the Rap Game.
Not as the art that brought him in there. He's around as an entertainer. But, so it's
but what I'm saying is some of them can't even stay that, because with the Rap Game, it's like a competition. Same thing with what they did with the fashion and all. But they bring young people in. And sometimes now these people come to these shows, they become, and even in these voice shows, like 9.9% of the people who come in only as YouTube or social media stars, they really can't hang with the true singers, the true artists.
Like they skip steps. They wanted that, the shiny thing.
Yeah, like the rain.
We were talking pre-broadcast about why my company's name exists. But part of it has to do with ravens, and ravens really like shiny things. So it is that shiny thing. But
it's that instant gratification, that instant fame, and you really think because a whole bunch of people put likes and follow you, and it's only for a moment.
And then you can actually tell them that Kurt Cobain, it didn't help Kurt Cobain. He got the shiny thing. He didn't feel it. Because you're still going to be you at the end of the day. And then you got more money, more problems. They told you that. They told you more money. You think that's the same? Like, you know, more problems, more responsibility. You could say, because words are power. So if you say more money, more problems, you will create problems. So so let's say more money, more situations, because situations can be solved. You know, more. And
there's more.
How about more possibilities? More money, more possibilities.
Yeah. But if you're not used to managing, then that can be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
What it really turns out into is more money. The problems is not the word. Problems is a short word that fits into the rap, but the real thing is the situations you have to deal with. The more money you get, the more questions you have to answer, the more responsibility you have over how you interact with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not ready for that, the money will shine light onto issues that
and
you may
that goes,
have. That's
and
all.
that
Yes.
and that includes family. How about that?
Back to family. Nice segue.
Yeah.
See that segue?
Yes. Well, yeah. So what we're going to do, just get us to that, because we got a real feel of the rap and the singing. Yeah. So what inspired this the forgiveness? Because the words are powerful in itself.
Going through,
and then why did you choose your family?
I'm gonna be honest. In 2000, when the record label, the music industry kind of like was pulling me in the opposite direction of what my foundation was. Not to blame or any, there's a cause to every effect. You know what I'm saying? And so being around the end of the day, I was actually told by the record label to not say gospel disciples. Say you're from, say your uncle's, your grandfather's band was called the Funk Disciples, to make it sound cooler. The record label told me that. So I disrespected my dead grandfather to appease. If you look at some old Hezekiah, and actually did that. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to act holier than thou and not but it's a growth thing. And I consciously started making decisions like around that, like a certain time. And like, once I made a decision, once I was making, because I was, Bahamadia, she's like real spiritual also. And that was my mentor. So Bahamadia would, if you listen to her songs, like at that time, she was like a born again Christian and going, so she was like I was really like reflecting her. And I think I kind of wish the record deal away in a sense. Now in hindsight. So went on to like do independent albums, did a song called Male Ego with Eric Roberson that was on Mr. Nice Guy album. Eric asked me to write it. He said it was supposed to be on a Conscious Porn album, but he ended up using it for his album. And that was when I started tearing myself apart, digging. And, maybe it's nothing wrong with the females I picked. Maybe it's something wrong with me. Maybe it's something that my father didn't teach me about the opposite sex, something I can't see. You know what I mean? So, and then Eric sings, I'm praying for you. If you got a good one, you'll pray for me. If you pray for these brothers in the game, yo, they're so lonely. Fellas, don't wait till tomorrow. If you got a good one, yo, let her know. All that tough talk, you gotta let that go. You don't want to lose your girl because of your male ego. You know what I mean? I'm all singing it all jacked up. But that's it. But that was around that time, man. I just started like shifting. I was already, a conscious artist, but the industry did kind of change me a little bit. You know what I mean? I said the more success you get, the more lifeless, the more accessible I am to my vices, the fast broads, and I'm so consumed. Now you trying to fight these demons off like Black Snake Moan, cop 500 grand. Now you king of the necklaces, the shiny things. Now you king of the necklaces, Lord of the Rings, and I want my preciouses. The shiny things. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Almost had me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So evaluating, chopping down. And I can see the plane now. I can see it. I chop down on the weeds. You can see it, and it hurts. It hurts. Yeah. It hurts to look at. It's the dark. It's the deep. You know what I'm saying? But we hip hop, that's what you know, Kendrick Lamar said it best. Kendrick Lamar said, hip hop is a bunch of suicidal kids telling other suicidal kids that suicide is not the answer. So we used to looking into the dark. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these songs are like, and then people dance to the pain. That's the weird part. Some drums, man.
Yeah. You got to be mindful what you put music to. Words are powerful.
Wu-Tang Clan say on Triumphant, they said, my words are transforming the air. Something. Words are thoughts of energy transforming through the air in rhyme form, giving sight to the blind. The dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
So
Wu-Tang, yeah.
Wu-Tang, throw the W on that one.
Yeah.
So all that coming into forgiveness and growth, and the blessings that I did have a cultural upbringing. It helped me because like our artist friend was saying earlier, you know what I'm saying, it's you can see the art differently. You know what I'm saying? You can see it for what it is. You have a more, you step back from the canvas, you can actually see the full picture. And I was blessed to have, you know, my parents, and because it kept me from that situation that a lot of artists get trapped in. And if I didn't have the culture behind that situation, I might have been all the way sucked in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and thank God for friends to this day, because it being, like we said, being an independent artist, networking and staying friends with people you work with, no matter if you have differences with them, that's a moment, it's a reason, just like a relationship. Before you became friends with that husband or that wife or that whatever, or it's a reason why you guys were drawn to each other to begin with. It might not be the best relationship, that kind of relationship for that time, for that moment. Maybe you like what's the artist's name again earlier?
Range?
No, your artist, the painter.
Oh, Mercer. He owns the gallery.
Mercer, my fault.
Mercer Red Cross.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm so bad. Mercer was saying earlier, he said the art will meet you at a you'll meet the art at your perspective. Like, you can look at the same painting. Like, we grow as people, so in life we'll recognize certain things about us, about our life, about ourselves, because we are art. You know what I'm saying? Art is forever changing. You're molding yourself. Like you can mold yourself to what you want to be, you know, like to who you want to be. That's part of hip hop. So first thing you do when you get in hip hop, you rename yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can transform. I transform into the rapper. Like that's what Lauryn Hill said. So it's all about mind over matter and control, and that's part of hip hop teachings. The word, like KRS One said, the word hip is to be, hip means knowledge. Hip means to be aware. Hop means action. So a lot of people,
they don't really know hip.
A lot of people don't know what.
No, they don't understand.
They don't understand. So,
and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. That's gonna be another show. I'm gonna bring it back. I actually did it with one of the first female DJs and all over in she's over in on LA and all, but Silky D. I did with her and a few others, Intelligence and all. But yeah, we're going to schedule that. That'll be probably one of the programs that we'll do, a special program. We'll do a series I called it The Other Side of Hip Hop.
Yeah. Because there's two sides to everything. There's two sides to everything. And
like the side we feel, the side we know, and then what's mainstream. And even though
Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest, Latifah, Moni Love, KRS-One, Kumo D, Slick Rick. Yeah, we're talking about like these De La Soul. We're
just understanding what the meaning of it is, and you know the culture of it, and it's not just rap, and you know you
And then
know,
there's different
all the
cultures in it.
elements, and yeah, and just, you know, this is a lot of things I was surprised, you know, that they just don't know.
I was telling my nephew the other day, I said Jungle Brothers to me was like the first Christian hip hop rap group, because they predated the label of Christian hip hop rap group. Listen to the album The Rapture.
Yeah.
You know, by Jungle Brothers. They talk about Jesus through the whole thing, and you know, and
yeah, and then the whole crump, and I mean, like so many things. I don't
Boogie
think people
Monsters,
understand where they come from, and yeah,
Boogie Monsters was another Christian rap group before there was a label called Christian Rap Group. Christian Rap was another Christian rap group from the West Coast, Native American guys, Funk Dubis.
Okay.
Funk. If your soul loves the sun, money rock on. If your soul loves the sun, money rock on.
Yeah, and there's just so many crazy elements. Yeah, alrighty. So that's gonna be for the streaming channel, Other Side of Hip Hop. I thought it'd be one. No, that's a whole series.
Right.
The Other Side of Hip Hop. That is a whole series.
I would love to be on that joint with you, because I can pull out records and everything that goes right into that genre.
So where we're going, we're gonna watch the vid, and but I did want to ask you one question, real quick question. Is Forgiveness is the song, but it's part of the project. The universe does not reward fear.
Right.
What came first?
The universe does not reward fear. The album was it was simultaneously. My brother Darrell put the album together. Excuse me. He's the executive producer.
Okay.
So shout out to DJ Handyman.
And I got to meet him too.
He's hilarious, man. So he put the album together, and then and this is what I suggest for y'all. If you're doing a video shoot with your family, this is how I did it, how I put it together. I sent a text blast out, right? Hey family.
First we send out a text blast.
Yeah, or email blast, whatever works for you, however your family contact each other. I want to shoot a family forgiveness video with you guys. And the first verse of the song is, I'm forgiving my bullies, I'm forgiving anything that hurt me in the past. The second verse, I'm asking for forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it has to go both ways. So this is a good song to share with your family, to grow with your family, because right now, man, we need forgiveness. We need to let go. Forgiveness means letting go. Forgiveness means letting your body go of disease, dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? Like them thoughts of the past will affect all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because you're uncomfortable about it, but you're uncomfortable to talk about it. You're uncomfortable to dig in. And I dug in, man. I shoot. I had you talking to a brain aneurysm survivor. You talking, and I'm still going. We still here. We are still here.
All right. Well, what we're going to do right now, we're going to watch the video. I put the instructions that he just gave. I put those in the chat here. James, I'm going to need you to copy that over, because since we've been on, Facebook has kicked me off.
What?
They have put me in Facebook jail. I have been put in Facebook jail.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I guess maybe I'll copy those on YouTube and all, but we're going to watch the video and everybody's going to bob. And this is the song that you will get for free, but you can still support the effort by purchasing the album. So first we're going to come watch the song, just in case you didn't get it, see it.
I done did a whole lot of sinning, ran around with lots of women, never care who I offended, though I do got good intentions. I know one day we gon' find a way. So this time, I'm gonna live the life. I put my cards on the table. This is all of me. I'm begging for forgiveness from my best friend. Shouldn't you love as a weapon? Coming from the bottom of my heart. Pray for me. Forgive me, mother. Please forgive me, sister. Can you find forgiveness in your heart? And pray for me. 'Cause I done did a whole lot of sinning, ran around with lots of women, never care who I offended, though I do got good intentions. You know, one day we gon' find a way. So this time, I'm gonna live the life. I put my cards on the table. This is all of me. Good job, Anna.
Without forgiveness, we as the descendants of slaves wouldn't have been able to persevere. Forgiveness breaks the shackles.
Forgiveness is a strength, and I learned that from an Arabic phrase, La hawla quwwata illa billah. Quwwa being strength. There is no might and no power except with God.
Forgiveness, why? To free yourself most of all. Allow you to move without hang-ups. Forgive to just let go. Forgive to grow. Forgive and watch your spirit flow free. Forgive and release the other person. You don't have to talk or deal with them. Just forgive them. And most of all, forgive yourself. Peace will flow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know you enjoyed that. So as you told us, so now what's just going to happen, again, like I said, if you go to blackbookfairlive.com/register, or just click on register now. When you do that, I'll have your email and we can send you the MP3. So then he said, first you need to gather your family. I guess that's the first step. And so he said, send out a blast, let them know you want to do a shoot. And as you listen, as far as the wording, the first verse is about forgiving others. And there's a lot of situations we've all been through. And the second one is about forgiving ourselves. So, okay, I had a music, I had a family. How do I make?
I say all they have to do is the chorus.
Okay.
The words are easy to remember. So this time, I'm going to live my life. I put my cards on the table. This is all of me.
Okay.
That part. The other part of the hook is I done did a whole lot of sinning, ran around with lots of women.
So you get a special person in the family to do that?
Yeah. Oh, Uncle Frankie. Uncle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, ran around with lots of women, never care who I offended, though I do got good intentions. See, I'm rapping, see? It's rapping.
Yeah.
Nah, man, never, what I say? I done did a whole lot of sinning, ran around with lots of women, never care if I offended, I do got good intentions. You're going to find it's the same thing.
But the chorus is for everybody, the part that everybody sings. And that's the part you want to get everybody singing. Right. So this time, and then you get Uncle Frankie or somebody to be the lead.
I say just do. So this time, I'm going to live my life. I put my cards on the table. This is all of me.
And so so through the whole thing, you just keep showing your, like, get the pictures and things.
They can actually sing it together like my family did at the end of the video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That way you don't have to have no direct lines or do any overdubs. You can just have the music playing in the background.
Yeah.
You can y'all can just keep singing that like the end of the video and just keep singing it over the instrumental together.
Okay. And so during the song, while the song is playing, they can just, shoot different people in the family.
They can shoot it as one group and just have a cameraman go across and just get each family member, just make it a live thing. Okay. Easy. They don't have to edit. They don't have to be it's just a music playing in the background, them singing it. It just use it for just a reason for your family to get together and all this craziness. And have maybe spark some discussion. Yeah,
that's great. A reason. And we just talk, how everything aligns is awesome. Because we were just talking about this yesterday. And this was part of what she was saying. She said, what she had started doing every year they have, for 50 years, their family has every year had a family reunion. Mm-hmm. And then COVID came, the pandemic hit.
Wow. Yeah, ours too. Ours was in Baltimore this year.
Yeah.
I was like, finally, one near us, and then it gets canceled one near.
So what they did, she put it together herself. This is Faith McKinney, and she's the author of the book Schmingling. Is the art of being well connected through blatant self-promotion. So yeah. And but she told us that what she did, she scheduled a Sunday Zoom, 5 o'clock every Sunday, every week. They meet. And she said they've been closer than ever because before it's like once a year. Yeah. But and she said the elders of the families are the main ones that come every time. She said once they can figure the Zoom out, but
right.
I don't know this thing, huh?
Right.
But we just talk about the sharing culture, sharing history, and sharing stories, and about the griot. That's what art is. Art is the griot. The griot is the storyteller. They're the keeper of the oral tradition.
Yeah. And that's why I say it's levels to it. It's levels. Mm-hmm. I say, I don't know the tier, but the top is griot. You know what I'm saying? Then you have emcee, then you have that. You know what I'm saying? Poet, got it. But it's top. It's just griot. Like it's the umbrella and the totem pole of spoken.
Yeah. But we all, our lives. That's the history among us.
That's remember? The story, sure.
And I tell you, a moment ago, history was made.
Yeah.
In our lives, that's the griot. That's the story. That's what the griot tells. And so, it's in everything. So, because she was saying like, wow, we got to really, really write it down. We got to write it down. And you do. I feel you need to record as much as you can. But that oral tradition hasn't failed us since the beginning of time.
Since the beginning of time. No.
And I was like, it'll be a young person. It's always somebody in the family probably some young person that remember all the stories from granny, great grandma, and they just remember everything. They're like, how you remember all of that?
Right, right.
And there's somebody in the family that just know it can recall everything. Anytime you get together, they can recall every story, they remember every incident. And we show it through, throughout all of our writings. Okay.
He'd be cracking me up. I'm like, oh my God.
We have them. And so that's why this is all so important. And it's, it is great entertainment. It's great art. But when we're gone, this is going to tell our stories.
Yeah.
And so recording this video is just like a great time. Like, it's a time, like you said, you get together, you do you have your song, then you're speaking forgiveness. At the end of this is going to be, everybody's shoulders is going to feel a bit lighter.
Yeah, man. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel great. Like mom, at the end of the video, there's that was my family, my mom. I asked her to send me text. This is in the text message. Hey, we're shooting a video. Can you also, anybody send me any audio of forgiveness? Thoughts of forgiveness. So my aunts sent me a couple. My mom sent me one. My cousin Kari sent me one. And it was just a whole family experience. And it was dope because my grandmother's house doesn't look like that now. So it was right before the pandemic, and then my cousin took over the house. Wow. The cousin that's in the picture. You know what I'm saying? So he took over. So the house. So we captured that moment on film, and it's right before the pandemic, and it's beautiful. And I did it all independently. We're talking about being independent. I spent my own money, paid my camera partner, my videographer partner, and we just made it happen.
Yeah.
And here we are today because of something that it was a labor of love. And that was 2000, what?
You said 19? Right before the pandemic? Was that 2019?
Right. And so even now we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
this is what I'm saying. It's classic. A lot of times we don't know the reason for the message.
Right.
The one good thing about you is Shai says this, the poet Shai, Mrs. Betty's son, he said, I got a message in me and I got to get it out.
Wow.
And that's you. And because like when I say prolific, that's because this man just like coming all the time.
Yeah.
But it's I got a message in me and I got to get it out. And that's a special gift to be willing to get it out.
Right.
Sometimes we think it's for one purpose. We think it's for one time, but we don't really know. And look, you did this right before the pandemic. What happened? We go in the pandemic, we all housed together, and the importance of family and all that and forgiveness, everything in that video became so important to the world. People may not have been half thinking about it when you did it.
Right. Me and my sister, she's another person I had issues with, like we another person I did an album with. And then we had, because the music industry, she hated the music industry, all this other stuff. And to her watching my music career, didn't want to be in the music industry. But I was hard on her. I was like, hard, come on, we gotta do it. I got your back. But if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. So I was like kind of like forcing her. So years later, so we're at Thanksgiving, which is at a masjid. It's crazy. Thanksgiving so it was in Chester. You saw my family, they have Muslim, and the other half. So the masjid was like, yo, y'all got a big family, just so y'all can have Thanksgiving at the masjid. All right, cool. Yeah. So we did that. And my sister was there. And I played the song for my sister. Bam. At there and sang it to her. You know what I'm saying? my grandma's like, I like that song. It's like, so once my grandma approved it, I was like, oh, this is, you know.
Well, you have a special sister and a special family.
Yeah, looking at
I
my
love
sister's face and
HEZEKIAH.
saying, forgive me, sister, you know, like,
I
you know,
know.
looking at her and saying that is just,
Yeah.
it was a special thing. And I just hope that, always hope that it brings to people what it brought to me, because I just was, you go all out, man. You got to go all out.
Yeah.
You gotta go
So, yeah. Well, what I want to share just is the dates. So today we are at the 24th, and you guys have until the, I think what we said till the 14th. Yeah, you have until the 14th. So you can watch this video and register and get your MP3. Then you have until the 31st to upload it. So when you get your MP3, you get a link, and that time is, you know, you can find it on a Black Book Fair, but it'll also be on his site, 3crates.com.
3crates.com.
Yeah. So we're going to upload it there. The contest will be there, so you can register, and you'll get that link in your email, and then this way you'll be able to register. So basically, you register now, you get your MP3, and we put you into the contest. Then you'll get all the follow-ups, and it'll tell you what you need to do. But you make your video, and you don't have to. This guy's a filmmaker. Okay, so, you know, he's going to do it, and all the super perfect, and because that's what he does. But you don't need to do all of that. I don't know if you even caught that one of the videos I like the best that has that. I like all his videos, but what I felt creative was one he just did on a cell phone. He did it on a cell phone. It was a song, and it's how I met the other guy on here, Range the Messenger. And to today, I listen and play that music. So just use your cell phone, or if you got the iPads or your, you know, whatever you want, just record it. It doesn't have to be super fancy, super, I'm going to give you instructions. I'm going to send everything out that he stated, but record your video and get it up. So you record it, you go to the contest, you upload it. When you upload your video, then you can share it. And the person with the most views, or whoever got the most votes, the most likes, that family is going to win. Here it is.
Oh, snap.
I have it. So if you see, they already shipped it to me. It is here. I will be shipping to you, but you are going to win a family ancestry DNA kit. So, and this is from CR Genix. Does this look okay, James? I can't tell. Okay. All right. I might have to take some of this light off. I don't know. Did that help? Oh, here's my camera. Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna win. You're gonna get this, and it's 2 sets, and it takes 3 tests. So it takes the paternal. Okay. So here you can do you're going to get the paternal and the maternal. Now, only the men can take the maternal and the paternal. Women can't. Women can only do the maternal. So we're going to, and we'll write it out for you, but you get a woman in the family to take the paternal. You let a male in the family take the maternal, and then you also you can get someone to take the health. So that'll give you a full round look at your family history, your ancestry, where you're from, and as well as, you know, what the health of your family is. So that gives you a good idea. So you get to win that. So that's the video with the most votes. That's all it's going to take. You're going to upload your video, and you're going to share with everyone, and you're going to get people to vote on your video. And every week in between that time, starting with today, so I'll have to make an announcement. We do have a couple people up who did register. It's 2 people who already registered. So you guys going to have to choose a winner. But every week you're going to win some swag from Hezekiah. So every week there'll be a winner, and he got vinyl. So each week we're going to send you something from Hezekiah, some swag from Hezekiah.
Hold on, look,
So
you get. Hold on, let me show them what they get. You got, let's see. You'll receive, hold on. Let's see, you'll get some swag.
Wow, yeah. I love that album too.
You'll get some vinyl records.
Yeah.
It's a double vinyl. 2, you know.
Yeah. So each week it'll be a different one, opportunity. So for a different one. So
you got your vinyl records, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got your wax. We also have a book, which is The Universe Is Not Warfare. Everything will be autographed.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the book here.
Yeah.
The coffee table book.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool little sayings in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the name of my brother.
That's nice. Oh.
So
yeah, he's gonna take that down to October Gallery too. He's gonna take that down to October Gallery with the art. Yeah.
These are limited too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like cool,
we're gonna like
that. Can you see that?
Keeping Up with the Joneses, is it inspiration or envy? I'm high.
Cool little sayings like that are in this book.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
and he has catalog is bananas. So each week it's going to be something from the catalog that you will receive. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
And so you have to enter in order to be eligible to win. And you want to make sure you upload your video and you share it. And the winner for the family is going to be announced. Oh, yes. And the winner for the family, that announcement will be on Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
So on Juneteenth, which is also my birthday, but we are going to announce who won. But it does end on May 31st. So the contest ends on May 31st. So you want to just get your register by the 14th, get your video done. Of course, the earlier you get your video done, the longer, the more opportunities you have for votes.
Hey, Jacqueline,
and start voting on May 15th.
Are you guys free that day? Are you guys doing anything live that day?
I don't have it. We can make it happen.
Can we broadcast a live show because I have a live show that day?
Great. Yeah, we'll make the announcement at your show. Great. Definitely.
Okay. So we can make the announcement at the show.
Mm-hmm.
The show's in Delaware.
Okay, great.
It's with Richard Raw.
Yes, this is awesome.
And KRS-One.
Oh, yes! And y'all gonna sing happy birthday to me, right? You're gonna sing happy, good.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing for my birthday. Hey.
So can we live stream?
Of course. Yes. I mean, I have James.
James. Are you available that day?
All righty.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, him and his wife, they're having a baby, and I think the baby's gonna be born in June.
Oh, congratulations, James.
Thank you. Yeah. I was saying I'm trying to take June off for parental leave, but maybe I can work something out where I don't have too much responsibility until the broadcast.
My friend's dad said to him, when he had it, him and his wife found out they were pregnant. He said, "Oh, so it still works, huh?" Still works, James. That's awesome.
I mean, I don't think it ever stopped working, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about family.
We did a maternity shoot last weekend with the family. If I known this was coming up, I'd have recorded a quick video, but I didn't even know about that.
Okay.
But, yeah. So we got some cute photos with the cherry blossoms, because it's cherry blossom season here. And
oh wow, where you at?
We're in Philly.
Oh, you're in Philly. Okay.
Yeah. You don't see all the cherry blossoms all over. It's beautiful in the city. Just look up and down. Just notice. Those. They're like white and pink, and
they're on a block. That's you blocks.
Said it. Yeah. They're
on my block.
They're all over. Yeah, I know you down there. They got cherry blossoms all over the city. Yeah.
Yeah, we went out to Fairmount Park because there's the Shifusu house, which is the Japanese.
Yeah.
House.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, maybe you can just put together some images, and then you can take you and Cassie with the baby in the belly. And then when she come out, you can say, "That's what you were before." And you and Cassie can sing, and say you can have her singing with you.
Yeah. We're hopefully we'll have a dancing baby. I've been encouraged. I do like little dances all the time. And,
right.
Cassie's like, if this baby dances around inside me all night. So
that's right. Like this, like you just did, right?
Yeah.
Are you having a baby, boy or girl?
We don't know yet.
Okay, good.
We figure they wear the same clothes for the first 6-9 months anyway, so
right.
Keep it neutral. Yeah, you keep it neutral.
Yeah. Nice.
So, this has been awesome. Hez, another great interview, some more great reveals.
Yeah, man.
So when Hez comes out with his documentary, okay,
it's in the works. I've been working on it.
Okay, great. But this is going to be something fun to see all of this. But it's just great to introduce you to more new people. And
yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I really like this family thing. It means a lot. Came at a really special time for me.
Yeah, I should have had my family on here. I should have text blasted them and got them involved.
That's okay. This is great because and I'm so glad you're doing that show. KRS-One. Oh my gosh, I love oh wow, you got to introduce me to KRS-One.
I got to reintroduce myself to KRS-One. I told a story about KRS-One. I was invited. I was in LA 2011, and I was invited to be a part of the Self-Destruction Part 2. Self-Destruction Part 2. And it's out online. It came out. They invited all these underground rappers too, and I was one of them. And I sat next to The Game and Nelly, and wrote my verse in between. I swear. And I got in the booth, and I came out the booth. KRS-One was like, "Who are you?" Right? But if you know his history, he was asked that question by his mentor. He was asked that question by Scott LaRock. Okay. And when he was a kid, he was like, he knew who he was. I'm KRS-One. I'm a something. He's a kid. And then that dude in the group home ended up being his DJ and mentor.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? His counselor, because he was in a group home. He's homeless. So when I'm doing this thing in LA, and I come out the booth, KRS-One comes up to me, comes out the back of the control room, and I'm out in the hallway with my boy Asharu from Unspoken Herd.
Okay.
He's the dude that raps the intro to the Boondocks.
Okay. All right.
So I'm hanging with, me and him are friends. I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the sun. That's my boy Asharu. So I was hanging with him in LA. He's from DC. He's friends with Aaron McGrover, the dude that creates the Boondocks. So he's the one that brought me there. Kara's one like, who are you? And I'm like, nah, I'm just HEZEKIAH. I brushed myself off. I underplayed myself. So this time I have to remind him of that.
Yeah.
And tell him I downplayed myself so much. But you know,
oh, wow. Yeah.
You that's another thing with growing up in the industry, you like kind of take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like people that grew up in it. You just, oh, that's Kara's one. Yeah, Kara's one. I expect to see Kara's one. You know what I'm saying?
We were talking about that last night too. We were talking about like, I grew up, you know, my mom was in advertising and grew up in theater and advertising, fashion photography, and you know, just seeing famous people. Sometimes it's just you get used to it.
Right.
You know, you try not to, I mean, like me, I try not to be starstruck because like I feel like the people that you know, get that kind of reaction all the time might get a little bit sick of it. So it might be nice every once in a while to deal with somebody who's just like, I don't know who you are, but I like you.
Yeah. Exactly. Because you treat them like a person.
Yeah.
The craziest story, my mom and my brother one day came up to see to hang with me in the studio. I was recording at Larry Gold's, the Root Studio, like years ago. It's 2006. 2005. Wow. So my brother and my mom come to the studio. Then in walks a guy. Oh, this be hot. Y'all mind if I sit here? I'm like, yeah, Eric Benet. So, you know what I'm saying? So he sits in the session, and I'm talking to my mom, pull my mom out of the room. Don't act like a fan. You know, like telling her, do not act like a fan. Okay, let's go in here. He's gonna sit in the session, but let's just be normal. We didn't get a picture. We didn't get, but we had a great conversation. He stayed for 4 hours. Sitting there, and we just had conversation, and that was it. And he helped us with the mix. But that's the story.
One time I was working in one of my first gigs as a professional photographer was going out to clubs and taking pictures of people, right? And dang, his name slipped my mind just now. But there's a famous you know, movie star, and he came to Philly. He came to a club in Philly, and you know, like a lot of people don't know the clubs in Philly, but you know, not many of them have like a VIP. You know, like they don't have like a separate section for like people that, you know, only get access to a little bit of it. And this was one of them. You know, it was just everybody was just in the same space. And you know, this movie star comes walking in, and he just finished his day. You know, he just finished shooting, and so, you know, I wasn't about to, you know, bother him with a whole bunch of pictures and, you know, like paparazzi, and he actually came up to me like about a half hour in, and he was like, hey, look, I know you got a job to do tonight, so, you know, I've got like 8 or 9 people's worth of like pictures with me that I could stand, and if you could take that, I'd appreciate it. And then, you know, so I took, you know, like 10 people.
And he felt comfortable with you because you were the guy that was, that's dope.
Yeah,
exactly. He said you were not reaching for the shiny things.
Right. Trying not to.
We love that story.
I love the story. Thank you for that story.
Yeah. So that's the history among us. This is what I'm saying. You know, sometimes we look for those big things, but or sometimes we don't even understand the depth and the breadth and the light of somebody, you might have just walked by, your neighbor.
Right.
You know, you don't, I bet you has probably but most people on your block don't have a clue as to the depth and the breadth of your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple doors down they do. It's like I think one day, I think Fatine, we was just from Kendrick the Family Soul, we was just sitting on the porch talking. And we got one of the neighbors used to sell dinners out of our house. They moved.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got the dinners, and they was like, you are they recognized him, and then the other neighbors started looking me up, and so yeah, I got one house. I think two houses.
But that's what I'm saying. Until they saw Fatine, which made them turn around and look you up.
Right.
And but at all that time, it's like, oh wow, I'm living right next to, and we just don't. Fatine really was the shiny thing. So kind of just like my lesson is don't wait for a shiny thing. Everybody that's your neighbor, like they do it all the time down south, but we're bad not doing it up north. You walk out the house, hello, how you doing? Such power in that. Just asking somebody how they're doing.
How are you doing? Yeah.
And saying hello.
There's a fellow producer who lives a couple blocks over, but he walks down my block a lot, and anytime he sees me outside, he's like, hey, how's it going? He calls me Jack because my grandpa was called Jack all the time. He's like, hey Jack, how's it going? And I know it's him as soon as I hear him say that.
Jack.
He's the only one who calls me Jack, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing good.
What's the producer's name?
Shoot, I am horrible with names. This is where
I know.
fail.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, I have to find his card, but yeah, he's a good guy. He's been in the Philly scene for I don't know,
older,
30
younger
years. Older, yeah.
Oh, he's older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Black dude, white dude. What does he look like? I'm trying to think. You said black dude.
Yeah, black dude, South Philly, skinnier. Always looking real professional. I don't know.
Huh. I wonder who that is.
I have to find his card. It's sitting over here. I do still collect cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. They're good. They're good for writing. I don't have one with the messages on. Like they're good for like morning to-do list also.
Oh yeah.
But you should always write. Now that's the hint from James. You should always write why you know them, because when you see it later, you'll be like, who's this person? If you don't, recall. So always write on the card. Like why do I know them? Why do I, why you chose to collect it.
Yep.
So all righty. Well, this has been Family Forgiveness, and I apologize for people on Facebook. Facebook put me in jail.
I don't understand that. I'm a little disconcerted about that. I put the link out to the YouTube for anybody who's watching on Facebook. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So we lost
watch
the
this later.
So. Yeah. It's all it's saved on
all
YouTube.
Recorded.
So.
Yeah. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on my Master Griot Twitch channel.
All right,
we're using Mob Crush for the multi-streaming, and there's a Master Griot channel on Mob Crush as well.
Wow.
So, it's out there, and it's on the we use the YouTube to put it on the website. So it's just Facebook. It's still not nice. It's not nice. I'm a good person. I don't belong on Facebook.
That's a shame. I'm looking right now, like, mine's shut down too. So,
wow,
I don't know.
Well, like I said, everyone, we are going to roll out. Say good night. Good afternoon. It's a nice day. Get outside. Hez told me. So I'm actually going to go outside today, Hez, and get some sun. But we will be back tonight. It's National Poetry Month. And Dior is going to bring us hot, steamy nights. And we're going to be doing selections from her debut CD, Sensual Thoughts. And Dior's the bomb. So we come back at 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's 9 p.m. Central and 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just, tune back into blackbookfairlive.com and click on Watch Live. And we will get to wind down with some poetry and some hot, steamy nights. I'm gonna bring my candles around. Y'all not gonna be able to smell it, but I'm gonna have my soul purpose, and we just gonna woosah. Gonna breathe, woosah, and then if you have a significant other, bring them around.
Y'all
gonna have a hot, steamy night. 18 and older, and it's gonna require when you get to the website, you're gonna have to sign in with your age. It's not for everybody. Grown folk talk. So, all righty, everyone. So remember, you got now through May 14th to get your music. 16th, we kick off voting with your video. So get your video made. We have about 3 weeks. Get your video made. Peace. All right, we're going